Representative Norris, welcome to the committee. I will move House File 2354 before the committee, and the motion is that House File 2354 be referred to the General Register. We do have an A9 amendment. Representative Norris, would you care to explain the amendment?
Yes, thank you, Chair Torkelson, and my apologies for not being here earlier. We were putting some final touches on the OIG bill to get ready for floor, so we're fighting fraud on all fronts this afternoon. This A9 amendment reflects that we are pulling this bill out of the Human Services Program Integrity Package and having it travel as a standalone. This amendment is mostly changes that we put on in the Human Services Committee when it was sitting in that broader package. And now that we're having it travel as a standalone, we need to make the conforming changes so that they're reflected in the standalone bill. One thing I will note is the appropriation at the bottom. This differs from what was passed out of the Human Services Committee as part of that broader package. Importantly, the bill would now, if we adopt the A9 amendment, provide ongoing funding for additional staff, which is really critical because there's a 3-to-1 match from the federal government that we can only unlock with ongoing funding. So this amendment would ensure that there's that ongoing funding in the base, but funds it out of a special revenue fund rather than the general fund.
Thank you, Representative Norris. Any member questions regarding the A9 amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor of the A9 amendment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The A9 amendment is adopted. Representative Norris, to the bill as amended.
Thank you, Chair Torkelson. Members, like so many Minnesotans, I am furious about fraud, which is why I introduced this bill last year to beef up the Medicaid Fraud Control Unit. Last year, this bill had bipartisan support and actually passed out of the House of Representatives before unfortunately getting hung up in the other body. Medical assistance fraud steals from hardworking taxpayers across Minnesota. It also steals money that is meant to provide health care to low-income Minnesotans. That's disgraceful, and we're here to help crack down on this type of fraud. This bill does what Minnesotans expect us to do. It enhances our ability to investigate fraud and stiffens penalties for those who steal from government programs. It establishes new penalties for Medicaid fraud over $100,000 and over $1 million. It brings medical assistance fraud prison time in line with other state theft laws and allows us to better prosecute long-running and sprawling fraud schemes by adjusting the statute of limitations and including medical assistance fraud in the state racketeering law. Importantly, for Ways and Means, we are funding additional staff for this unit as well. When you look at other similarly sized states, our unit is particularly small. Most other states of our Medicaid budget size have 2, sometimes 3 times as many staff. So this bill would allow for the hiring of additional investigators and prosecutors to help bring our unit staff size in line with expectations for our Medicaid budget. And as I'll note, again, there's a 3-to-1 match on those dollars. So it's essentially buy 1 fraud fighter, get 3 free from the federal government, which seems to be a pretty good deal to me. Simply put, this bill supports the work of catching people who steal from medical assistance fraud and making sure that they are held accountable. Thank you, Chair Torkelson.
Thank you, Representative Norris. Any questions for the bill, House File 2354, as amended from members? Representative Pinto.
Mr. Chair, not a question, just a comment, and I meant to say a version of this on the Human Services Finance Bill. This is a good opportunity to still speak because the 2 chairs are in the room. Just to say thank you to Representative Norris for his hard work and Chairs Schumacher and Newer, who I know are the first co-authors on this bill that we're hearing now. There's tremendous work being done against fraud in the legislature right now. And this bill is an example of that. Certainly that budget bill that we passed just a few minutes ago is an example of that as well. And I'm really grateful to many members who are working on that. I'll note Chair Cleavorn and Chair Nash have a number of bills moving, and many other members as well. This may be on my mind a little bit. There'll be a Fraud Prevention Committee meeting later this afternoon. And just noting that that the bills that this committee is moving through and others as well, I'm grateful for that work. And so thank you, Representative Norris. It's your bill that's up right now, and I'm making this comment. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Representative Koznick. Any other member questions to the bill? Representative Claiborne.
Thank you, and Representative Norris, I'd like to say thank you very much for carrying this. This is a very important provision that Chair Nash and I agreed to last year, and unfortunately, the other body was not helpful in that quest of ours. So thank you for making sure that this gets done. It's really, really important, and I appreciate your sticking to it and making it happen and finding a way. Thank you.
Any other member questions or comments to the bill as amended? Seeing none, closing remarks, Representative Norris.
Thank you, Chair Torkelson. I think everybody agrees that fraud is something we should be taking seriously. This is a proven way that we can do that. It has bipartisan support, and I hope as a result, we can continue that progress and get it to the floor.
Thank you. I will renew my motion that House File 2354, as amended, be referred to the General Register. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The bill is on its way. Representative Norris, thank you.
Thank you.